at all. I said that having read through Blake Lively's complaints, that it was evident to me that she was likely under the influence when she filed her complaint.
Well, it's still getting messier and messier in the It Ends With Us feud between co-stars Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni.
A bombshell revelation has rocked Hollywood, and we're diving headfirst into the drama. A leaked video allegedly showing Blake Lively, the golden girl of the big screen, in absolute shambles, has sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. The footage is said to capture the actress, once the epitome of grace and composure, in an uncharacteristic state of desperation. Her voice cracks under the weight of sobs as she pleads with Justin Baldoni, her former co-star and director, to withdraw his lawsuit against her. The whispers around town? She's begging, offering money, and lamenting that her once stellar career is crumbling before her very eyes. It's almost too surreal to believe. Blake, drenched in emotion, reportedly confesses that her husband, Ryan Reynolds, is on the verge of leaving her friends have turned their backs, and her world is falling apart. How did we get here? And who leaked this footage?
You're not kidding when you say this is getting messier. The author of that book deleting her Instagram account, another who plays Baldoni's sister in the film, being harassed online.
The video, if real, marks a stunning low point for Blake, who for years seemed untouchable. A picture of success, beauty, and stability. But as the legal battle between her and Baldoni spirals out of control, so does her public image. The video paints a portrait of a woman cornered, her back against the wall, trying to claw her way out of a nightmare. It's almost Shakespearean in its tragedy. The Queen of Hollywood reduced to tears, begging for mercy. And yet the big question looms: how did this private moment, if genuine, find its way to the public? The timing is suspicious, to say the least.
Blake Lively's team says that in showing this video, they are blaming the victim here. They also say that they'd prefer litigating this in court rather than in the public sphere.
Rumors are swirling that Justin Baldoni himself may have leaked the footage, a move some are calling a calculated chess play in the high-stakes legal war between the two. For months, Baldoni has been accused of orchestrating a smear campaign against Blake, and this video could easily be seen as an extension of that. But why? What does Baldoni stand to gain from humiliating her further? Insiders close to the case suggest it may be part of a secret deal gone wrong. Was this footage captured during private negotiations? Was Blake attempting to salvage her reputation by making a direct appeal to Baldoni, only for it to explode in her face? Or was this a deliberate move by Baldoni to remind her and the world that he holds the upper hand? Baldoni's legal team has been tight-lipped, refusing to comment, but whispers persist about the so-called dirt fight he allegedly possesses on Hollywood elites. Could this be just the beginning of what Baldoni has in store for Blake? The implications are chilling.
We can now all agree that the moral crimes committed here by Ryan Reynolds against Justin Baldoni have amounted to high treason.
But if Baldoni is wielding this video as a weapon, it's clear the damage extends far beyond the courtroom. Blake's personal life, once a fairy tale, is reportedly unraveling at an alarming pace. Her marriage to Ryan Reynolds, often touted as one of Hollywood's most stable unions, is now under immense strain. Sources close to the couple claim Ryan has been distancing himself, tired of the relentless scandals and legal drama. He's been spotted solo at several high-profile events recently, and the absence of their usual playful banter on social media hasn't gone unnoticed. Could this leaked video be the final straw for Ryan? After all, it's one thing to deal with a public lawsuit. It's another to see your spouse's private breakdown broadcast to the world. Hollywood insiders are already speculating that divorce may be imminent, with Ryan reportedly exploring his options as the chaos around Blake intensifies.
I mean, you use this tool of a lawsuit or whatever to get it into the public atmosphere, and now you're not going to allow me the chance to respond in the same avenue?
And it's not just Ryan. Blake's once tight-knit circle of friends appears to be crumbling as well. Her well-documented friendship with Taylor Swift, who has been by her side for nearly a decade, is now the subject of intense scrutiny. Taylor, who was dragged into the legal battle earlier this year, has reportedly iced Blake out entirely. According to insiders, Taylor feels betrayed and exploited after being subpoenaed by Baldoni's team over texts that allegedly link her to Blake's legal strategy. The fallout has been devastating. Taylor, who previously referred to Blake as one of her closest confidants, has cut off all communication, ignoring texts, calls, and emails from the actress. Blake, for her part, is said to be desperately trying to mend the friendship, sending groveling messages and pleading for forgiveness, but so far her efforts have been met with silence. One source went as far as to say that Taylor is done for good, unwilling to re-engage after feeling dragged into a mess she had no part in creating. Is this the end of one of Hollywood's most iconic friendships?
We just broke a shocking story. There is a rift, and I think that is an understatement of a word, a rift.
The strain on Blake's personal relationships is only matched by the mounting pressure in her professional life. The lawsuit itself is a labyrinth of accusations and counter-accusations. Blake initially sued Baldoni late last year, alleging harassment and a smear campaign that has left her emotionally and professionally devastated. Baldoni, in turn, fired back with a $400 million defamation countersuit accusing Blake of extortion and defamation, and even dragging Ryan Reynolds into the mix. The back and forth has been relentless, with each side lobbing explosive claims designed to discredit the other. But as the court battles rage on, it seems the fight is taking a heavier toll on Blake than on Baldoni. Her latest move, attempting to withdraw certain emotional distress claims, has only added fuel to the fire, with Baldoni's team accusing her of trying to dodge requests for her medical and therapy records. The magistrate's decision that these assertions are essentially finished has been celebrated as a victory for Baldoni, but for Blake, it's yet another setback in a lengthy sequence of public embarrassments.
She also provided a cease and desist letter, asking them to cease, quote, all unlawful conduct, namely what they alleged is the, quote, harassing and retaliatory media and online campaign against Miss Lively.
What's more, the fallout from the lawsuit has extended beyond the courtroom, casting a shadow over Blake's reputation in Hollywood. Industry whispers suggest that major studios are now hesitant to work with the actress, fearing the drama that seems to follow her everywhere. It's a far cry from the days when Blake was seen as a bankable star, someone who could effortlessly headline a blockbuster or charm audiences on the red carpet. Even her recent appearance at a high-profile event with co-star Brandon Sklenar did little to quell the headlines. As fans noted Baldoni's conspicuous absence from the promotional circuit, the tension was palpable, with insiders claiming that Blake's ongoing legal troubles have made her persona non grata in certain circles. Could this be the beginning of the end for her Hollywood career? And yet, while Blake appears to be losing ground, Baldoni's position is far from secure. His legal battles with Blake have exposed him to significant scrutiny, with allegations of misconduct and retaliatory tactics tarnishing his own reputation. The director, who once prided himself on being a champion for socially conscious storytelling, now finds himself mired in scandal, his career seemingly at a standstill. Some have speculated that Baldoni's aggressive legal strategy is less about justice and more about self-preservation, a desperate attempt to salvage his own image by destroying Blake's. But if that's the case, the question remains, how far is Baldoni willing to go? And at what cost?
One of the most significant allegations in Baldoni's lawsuit is that Lively sought to gain control over the editing process of the film.
As this drama unfolds, it's hard to ignore the personal toll it's taking on everyone involved. For Blake, the stakes couldn't be higher. Her career, her marriage, her friendships, all hang in the balance as she fights to clear her name and regain her footing. And yet, with every new revelation, it seems the walls are closing in. For those watching from the sidelines, the question isn't just whether Blake will survive this ordeal, it's whether she can ever come back from it.
They believe that it's a continuation of the smear campaign that Blake initially claims happened while they were promoting the film.
The cracks in Blake Lively's world are spreading fast, and nowhere is this more evident than in her personal relationships. Once surrounded by an elite social circle that could rival royalty, Blake now finds herself increasingly isolated. Her friends, it seems, are vanishing one by one, leaving her to face the storm alone. At the center of this fallout is her now fractured friendship with Taylor Swift, a bond that was once a cornerstone of Blake's public and private life. Taylor, who stood by Blake through thick and thin for nearly a decade, and is even godmother to several of her children, has reportedly gone silent. And not just silent, she's ghosting Blake entirely. The messages, the voicemails, the emails, all ignored. It's as if Taylor has erased Blake from her life. According to insiders, Taylor feels deeply betrayed. Sources close to the singer claim she was pulled into the Baldoni legal drama against her will, with Blake's team allegedly using her name as leverage in their strategy. Taylor, who has spent years cultivating a pristine image, was reportedly livid when Baldoni's countersuit named her as a potential witness, dragging her into a messy and very public feud. And while the subpoena was dropped shortly after, the damage had already been done. Taylor is rumored to believe that Blake's recklessness put her reputation at risk, and she's said to be protecting herself by cutting ties completely. But was this a calculated move to save her brand, or is Taylor simply done with Blake's endless chaos?
And we also need to stop being so ADHD where we're only into stories at the very beginning of them and we never see them through. Like, we need to bring back true investigative reporting.
The rumors get even juicier when we hear whispers of Taylor using her own platform to send a message. Fans have begun dissecting Taylor's recent lyrics, speculating that her upcoming album could be a thinly veiled commentary on the fallout with Blake. Could this be the ultimate revenge? Airing her side of the story through her music, leaving Blake powerless to respond? It wouldn't be the first time Taylor has turned personal drama into chart-topping hits, and if the speculation is true, Blake might find herself battling not just a scandal, but also the wrath of Taylor's global fan base. For Blake, the silence from Taylor is said to be devastating. Those close to her claim she's been desperately trying to repair the friendship, sending heartfelt messages and even apologizing for any misunderstandings. But Taylor's cold shoulder has reportedly left Blake humiliated and heartbroken. And Taylor isn't the only one walking away. Other high-profile names from Blake's inner circle have been noticeably absent from her side. Hollywood is a town that thrives on alliances, but in Blake's case, those alliances seem to be disintegrating. Once a darling of the red carpet, Blake now finds herself standing alone in the spotlight, with even her closest confidants steering clear of the growing scandal.
First and foremost, I should tell you that I have a major scoop regarding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, their newest legal plan, or something that they were attempting.
The fallout from Blake's legal battle has reportedly extended beyond her personal relationships, leaving her career in a precarious position. According to insiders, whispers of a quiet blacklisting are becoming harder to ignore. Executives and producers, many of whom once clamored to work with Blake, are allegedly pulling back, unwilling to associate their projects with the mounting controversy. Studios are said to be nervous about the unpredictable nature of the drama surrounding her, fearing that any collaboration could bring negative press or even potential legal entanglements. It's a grim twist for an actress who, not long ago, was celebrated as a bankable star with an unblemished reputation.
Wrong. They say Friedman may even be violating the New York rules of professional conduct for lawyers by doing all this. Quote, his conduct threatens to and will materially prejudice both the Lively case and the Wayfarer case by tainting the jury pool because his statements are deliberately aimed at undermining the character, credibility, and reputation of numerous relevant parties.
Behind closed doors, some sources claim that Blake's name is being quietly removed from consideration for high-profile roles. Casting directors faced with mounting pressure from studio heads are reportedly hesitant to even bring her up in meetings. Toxic is the word being murmured in industry circles, and while it's not uncommon for celebrities to face temporary setbacks, the sheer scale of Blake's public unraveling has many questioning whether she'll be able to recover at all. Even brands that once relied on Blake as a glamorous ambassador are rumored to be reconsidering their partnerships, worried that her association could tarnish their image.
Well, I do think the damages for Baldoni could be very considerable, definitely in the 100 million range or above that, which is obviously problematic.
The timing couldn't be worse for Blake, as the industry is already undergoing seismic shifts in how it handles public scandals. In the wake of recent controversies involving other high-profile stars, Hollywood has grown increasingly risk-averse, unwilling to gamble on figures who may bring more trouble than profit. Blake's legal battle with Baldoni has become a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of how quickly a beloved figure can fall from grace. No one seems willing to take that risk now, and while some stars manage to rehabilitate their image with time, Blake's situation is uniquely complicated by the ongoing legal proceedings and the unanswered questions surrounding her role in the turmoil. And it's not just her friends. The whisperers around Hollywood suggest Blake is also facing professional consequences. Industry insiders claim she's been quietly blacklisted by certain studios and producers who see her as a liability amidst the Baldoni drama. While she's still fighting to maintain her A-list status, the opportunities are reportedly drying up. Even her recent projects have been overshadowed by the ongoing legal battle, with some questioning whether Blake will ever be able to recover her once untouchable reputation. It's a stark contrast to the woman who just a few years ago could command any role and light up any room.
You've been following the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively thing?
Bro, Blake Lively, talk about ruining your reputation, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, they f***ed up. Ryan's trying to get out of it now. He's trying to get out of the lawsuit, and they're like, you were a kid.
But perhaps the most chilling aspect of this entire saga is the looming shadow of Justin Baldoni's alleged dirt file. If the rumors are true, Baldoni is sitting on a treasure trove of secrets that could shake Hollywood to its core. This so-called file is said to contain emails, texts, and potentially damaging information about not just Blake, but other major players in the industry. Could this be why so many of Blake's allies are abandoning her? Are they distancing themselves in fear of what might come next? Baldoni's legal team has remained tight-lipped, but the whispers are growing louder. Some speculate that the leaked video of Blake's emotional breakdown is just the beginning, that Baldoni might be holding back even more explosive material, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And what could be in that file? Some believe it may contain evidence of Blake's alleged attempts to manipulate the narrative surrounding her lawsuit, while others think it could implicate other Hollywood elites in behind-the-scenes schemes. If any of this is true, it's not just Blake who's at risk. The fallout could ripple across the entire industry, exposing secrets that many would prefer to stay buried. Baldoni, for his part, has been accused of using this alleged file as leverage, a way to keep the upper hand in his battle against Blake. But if he does release more, what will it cost him? And will anyone in Hollywood be safe?
Regarding this Blake, Ryan, Justin case, that things may have just transformed from civil to criminal, and I'll tell you why. And like I said, in case you somehow missed the updates over the weekend, don't worry. sit down because this is going to.
The stakes couldn't be higher. Blake's career, her relationships, and her legacy are all on the line. And yet, as each day passes, it seems like more and more people are turning their backs on her. Is this the result of a calculated smear campaign by Baldoni? Or is it simply the natural consequence of a star who's burned too many bridges? The truth is murky, and the answers are far from clear. What we do know is that Hollywood loves a comeback story. But will Blake get the chance to write hers? Or is this the final chapter in her glittering career? And let's not forget the broader implications. If Baldoni's alleged file truly exists, it could spark a scandal unlike anything we've seen before. Could this be the moment that Hollywood's power players are finally exposed? Or will the industry close ranks, protecting its own at all costs? The drama is far from over, and as the legal battles heat up, we can only imagine what other secrets might come to light.
When did we first meet?
We met on the set in 2008 when we were filming X-Men Origins Wolverine.
You were in that? I had no idea. God, wow.
I was in that, yeah.
That's
I didn't
amazing.
speak to you at the time because you were not famous at all, but...
So what do you think? Is Blake Lively the victim of a calculated takedown, or is she simply reaping the consequences of her own actions? And if the rumors about Baldoni's dirt file are true, how far will he go? And who else might he take down in the process? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay curious and stay tuned.